What's up, everybody? Back in another video. This one's gonna be how to set up your poles, catching some trout, reds, in Hopedale, Shell Beach, Grand Isle, all of South Louisiana. We'll start with some of these poles I got here. See if I can switch this thing over. So we got the marker 54s on here, the pink ones. I run in braided lines. I mean, it doesn't have to be nothing special. Popping corks. I use a 40-pound fluorocarbon here, leaders on these 4 horseman corks. So some of these poles, like this one, is a little bit bigger. So that one for 40-pound I have on there, but just for big nasty reds and drum. If I feel like having a heavier pole, I always have it with me. I have some smaller ones I usually set up with top water. Just this little Mitchell reel here. I don't spend a whole lot of money on this stuff because this is a 308. What is it? 308 XE. So this reel is like a 2500 size, I guess. Easy running like 3000s. It's a little ducket pole here. I usually have at least 20-pound braided on pretty much almost everything. Sometimes I'll run 30. I don't like to lose any fish, and having the braid so thin, it doesn't make much of a difference. But I'll show you this setup right here. So this is just a little steel leader. I do Palomar knots on everything. And this one's just, you know, a kale hook, number 2, number 3 size kale hooks. You can use these with live shrimp. You can free line this and just anywhere in the marsh off the bottom. When you get out there, try the popping cork. Try the bottom if there's not too much big boulders nearby, because you'll get snagged typically. What else? So popping corks, 4 horsemen. Versamax makes some nice adjustable ones, but if you use a 40-pound fluorocarbon and you go to unwrap on the base of them, it distorts the line, and then it never really straightens back out. So I've just been using the 4 horsemen corks. They got enough weight to help pull a line out where you don't get bird nests, which if you're using non-weighted corks and you have a lot of problems with that, it's because you ain't got enough weight to pull them out. If you're not using one of these plastics like marker 54 and you have just a kale hook, I always put a couple of split weights on here. It helps even the live shrimp to go back down in between popping the cork, so it gives you a little bit more action. It's not always needed, you know. You could try what works best for you. What else here? Trying to make sure I cover everything. Also a little 3-in-1 oil for your reels. Or if you go to the hobby shop, this is my favorite. I use this on all of the car restoration stuff on my other channel too. So this little needle oiler right here, you can get different viscosities. This is a medium one. They got some that are a little bit thicker. I got this at the local hobby shop in Kenner, Mike's train shop, I believe. And it's got the little needle oiler. You pull a little cap off, and then you take the top off of here, and you put a couple drops on there. That's all you need. I don't even wash my reels off, because I don't care for them too much, like I probably should. But a little oil helps them out. I rinse them off every now and then, but so get you some of that. Also on fluorocarbon and monofilament, I always use the fisherman's knots. I can do a video on fisherman's knots. Basically you go through the loop twice, you twist it like 15 times, and you take that in and you go through the bottom hole, and you pull it and you slide all those twists down on it and pull it tight, and that's usually pretty good. Palomar knots are pretty nice. FG knots a little bit more complicated you could do, but you know, it takes a little more time. There's so many different ways you can rig up your poles. I don't go spend a fortune on anything. Most of these I got are just hand-me-downs. You don't need expensive stuff to catch fish. I am a you know, kind of stickler about fishing line, so like every 2 years I do restring everything. Some people will take all the line off, put it on another reel, and that way it's backwards, so the part that never gets used is at the beginning, and the, you know, but I've been with some charter captains that either had dry rotted line or they couldn't tie knots, and I lost a lot of fish. And I was like, well, if I don't know I was gonna lose this many, I brought my own pole, because I know I'm not, you know, gonna have dry rotted line on my pole, and the line's not that expensive. So you know, just make sure you check that before every trip. I always I'll pull a couple of feet of line off and I'll retie them, because if you're let's say you just use one pole all day long and you're popping and popping cork and you're popping and popping over and over, well, right here on the braid lines it will get weaker, and when you do go catch a big red or something, that's going to be a weak spot. So every trip, pull a couple feet off, that way at least you got a nice fresh knot on there. And check, you know, check all your other lines, make sure they're not all jacked up. Also, there's a reason that they put hook holders on here, like this pole has one right here. You can put them right here on this part. Do not put them on the eyelets. Not many people know, but if you nick those and your line rubs on them, you're gonna have premature wear on your fishing line. So that's another nice little thing to look out for. Because you don't want to mess up your expensive fishing line on your cheap poles. I got this Shakespeare Walmart reel on here. It cost me like 15 bucks. Might have been 12 bucks. I think the line cost more than the reel, but hey, it works good. So that's about it for this one. This is just some basic gear setup. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions or ideas, or something you want me to touch on about fishing. You know, I'm here to try to help out some of the newbies and have fun doing it. So take care, tight lines. See you on the next one.